All right. Sorry about that. Delayed intro there. All right, I'm gonna set up now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Xenogears. Last time, we destroyed the other two gates on the surface for Solaris. Now Solaris has appeared before us. We can now infiltrate into the enemy stronghold at last. You humans are truly unusual living beings, aren't you? You're all like shattered fragments of a mirror. Just thought that quote was a good way to start the stream, considering what we saw at the end of last time regarding Citan, regarding some things we will learn about some characters coming up. Could be relevant. It's always relevant in this game. It's basically the main theme of this game is humans being like shattered fragments, being incomplete, being broken people, and striving to find a sense of wholeness in their lives. So, at this point in the game, we are about to enter essentially a semi-point of no return. The reason I say semi is that this is Solaris section. The Solaris section, as I said last time, is the end of Disc 1 of Xenogears. And I've already talked a bit about how Disc 2 works. Disc 2 works very differently from Disc 1, to say the least. In that it is almost entirely narrated and abridged by the characters. The story is in abridged form, rather. It's narrated by the characters. There is very little exploration. There's just a lot of cutscenes. So, this is the last time we will get to explore the world until the end of the game. The end of Disc 2 does allow you to take the Yggdrasil and explore the world quite a bit. But a lot of things will have changed in the world by then. So if you want to explore the world as it is now, this chance, right before this little period, right before making preparations to go into Solaris, is your last chance. And I'm going to be making some use of it. So, off-screen, as I said I would, I did a lot of death blow grinding. I did not get every death blow on every character. You technically can do that now, since every character now has 7 AP because their limiters are removed by Gaspar. But I did not go through with all of that. I did unlock quite a few. I unlocked a couple of the 7 AP death blows in some characters. But most importantly, I unlocked every death blow up to 6 AP. All of the non-7 AP death blows are unlocked on every character we have that can learn death blows, of course. Choo-Choo and Maria cannot learn death blows. But all the characters you can have all of their death blows unlocked up to 6 AP at least. And some of them, Faye, I think, has 2 right now. You can see Fouquet and GK. Ellie has 1. Citan has 1. I think Bart may have 1 7 AP death blow as well, on top of that. So, to complete the game, it is not necessary that you unlock every single death blow with every character. If you want 100%, I guess, but it's not necessary. Rian's here, good. Because that's overkill, and you don't need to be super terribly strong to beat the game, at least not on the ground. You really only need up to the 6 AP death blows. All the non-7 AP death blows. The regular death blows, you can say. Because all the 7 AP death blows work very differently, as I'll show later. Because doing that will unlock each character's gear to be able to go to attack level 3. So the most important thing is that you have all of the up to 6 AP death blows learned on every character, because then every character's gear will be able to do attack level 3, will be able to do all of their death blows. So, especially as we get into Disc 2, Gears are going to be more important than ground as far as optimization. There is one ground dungeon. There's one ground dungeon before the end of Disc 1 in Solaris, and then there's one ground dungeon in Disc 2. One ground dungeon, the entirety of Disc 2, and like 2 ground boss fights. So, gears are going to be much more important. So, prioritizing which death blows to learn, you want to at least make sure you have all of the regular death blows learned, and I have them learned on every character. Esmeralda already comes with all of her regular death blows learned. It's just a matter of unlocking the 7 AP death blows for her. But every other character, off screen, I went ahead and unlocked all of them. So now every character's gear can get up to do all of their death blows, all of the attack level 3 death blows. Alright, it's being a little redundant there. In addition to that, I also optimized all of our characters' gears, even the ones we haven't used, like Styre. I didn't mean to talk to you. Everyone is up to date as far as the engines we can get, as far as frames and armor and all of that. Everyone is up to date. I say that because this is the last time, for a long time, we will be able to optimize the entire party's gears. So I made sure to do all of it now. Anyway, so I'm going to take Choo-Choo with us. This is going to be a one-time only thing, taking Choo-Choo with us. Because, as I said I would do last time, I'm going to go out and show Esmeralda and Choo-Choo, our 2 new party members, in battle. And you can see this is how Choo-Choo runs. He doesn't exactly run, he bounces. Okay, in addition to that, one thing I want to show, now that we have our entire party of 9 with us, we could have done this the entire time, and I've shown a couple of these, but in the gear hanger of Yggdrasil, each gear has a unique description if you talk to the engineer here. You can view each of the gears, but you also need to hear the lowdown. I want to go through and hear the lowdown on every single gear we have. This is Veltal. Height 16.3 Charles, base weight 17.3 cons, full weight 22.7 cons, when fully equipped. A well-balanced gear in offensive, defensive, and ether abilities, but it has some parts that it cannot be disabled. I guess you can call them black boxes. They don't cause problems in maintenance, but they just get on my mind every time I see them. You have heard about that before regarding Veltal. Seems to have some untapped parts to it. Let's go to our new Omni gear, Anvari. This is Anvari, the Young Master's gear. Height 18.3 Charles, base weight 15.2 cons, full weight 19.1 cons when fully equipped. This is an Omni gear that was left by Roni Fatima, the ancestor of our Young Master. They say this Omni gear was created by uniting that anima relic, or what it is called, and a machine. But by the looks of it, this frame also used to be some kind of gear before it was transformed. All exterior work and 60% of the interior was changed to unknown materials, but the base was a regular machine. So that means the basic performance can be improved by using different parts. But then again, it moves by spiritual power, so such parts may not influence its real overall power that much. Yeah, you remember that from when we first got the Omni gear. The Omni gear is not controlled by mechanical joysticks and things like the other gears are. It's controlled by resonance with the pilot's mind. And that was something that Bart had to get used to. And yeah, we know that the Omni gears are made when a regular gear resonates with the anima relic, so that came from Anvari came from the war 500 years ago. So Roni Fatima had his gear resonate with one of the anima relics to create Anvari. And we'll see more as we get more of the Omni gears further on in the story. This is Heimdall. Dr. Satan Yuzuki's gear. Height 16.9 Charles, base weight 14.0 cons, full weight 18.1 cons when fully equipped. The basic frame was excavated at the same time as the Young Master's gear, referring to Brigadier, not Anvari. This is referring to Brigadier. But its output was proportionally too powerful for the body, so it took a long time to adjust it. Actually, many of my team members were injured because of it. But Doc solved the problem so easily and can control it so well. It was just amazing. as Doc can do with basically everything. He can just suddenly make it amazing. Okay. If you remember, Heimdall was, Citan found Heimdall on the Yggdrasil when Bart's lair was being attacked all that time ago. That's how he started piloting it, was because he just kind of took control of it when he had to protect Bart's lair. This is Styre. It's the battling champ Rico's gear. Height 19 Charles, base weight 20.8 cons, full weight 27.5 cons. It's the heaviest gear we have. Although it appears slow, it's actually quite nimble with the grind rollers. Since it's built for battling, it's got the best endurance. The drill claw on the left arm has the ability to tear through steel plates of up to 0.8 Charles. Interesting. Here's Vierge. This is Vierge. It's the gear that, for that girl from Solaris. Height 15.7 Charles, base weight 10.2 cons, full weight 14.7 cons. It's the lightest gear maybe. I actually need to check corrections, but I think this is one of the lighter gears. The frame along with the armor have been minimized for reduced weight. But within all that lies the impressive technology of Solaris. It's a lot more resistant to damage than what its appearance suggests. Rather than physical damage, it's more specialized for ether attacks. This is especially so with the tail stabilizers and equipped side skirts, which are used for the explosively damaging ether guidance weapons, Arids. It basically reflects that young lady's ether power directly. So it connects right to the pilot's ether power, and particularly to Elias, who we know is quite potent with ether. Right, Maswo. This is Billy's gear. Height 15.9 Charl, base weight 11.6 cons, full weight 16.1 cons. Although on the outside it looks like an Ethos type gear, inside it is entirely Solaris type. Since it's for Eton use, that Stone character most likely brought it here directly after his creation in Solaris. But because of that, its capabilities are really impressive. Especially those anti-Wells revolver cannons equipped in both arms. They are very destructive. An average gear would be junk after taking one hit. This is one of the main reasons I didn't want to do all the lowdowns on the gears until now. So, if we could have heard that lowdown back when we first met Billy and got access to his gear after the raid on the Wells ship, the sunken ship, and that would have spoiled the Ethos' connection to Solaris, kind of. So I didn't want to show that quite yet. And here's our new one, Crescents. Crescents, it's Emeralda's gear. Height 15.4 Charl, base weight 9.7 cons, full weight 13.3 cons. So it's as I thought, this is the lightest gear. This gear's controls are quite unique. The colony of nanomachines from Emeralda's body physically merges with the gear for direct control. Theoretically, this gear shouldn't require repairs, but it seems they don't try to repair anything except Emeralda herself. So we're left with no choice but to have to maintain the gear. The surface hovering and flight capabilities are quite impressive. So it just kind of fuses with the rest of the nanomachines that make up Emeralda. Kind of weird. And the one that is not in the Yggdrasil gear hanger is Zevzen, Maria's gear. That is because the hanger for Zevzen is in Shavat. When Maria calls forth Zevzen, she doesn't call it from Yggdrasil, she can call it forth from, and it comes straight to her from the hanger in Shavat. So it just kind of stays there. And of course, Choo Choo doesn't have a gear. As we will see. You keep standing there the entire time. What? Why am I here? Can't we put that behind us? It's not like that I'm being made to stand here as punishment for not obeying lights out or anything like that, is it? Beyond this door is the gear hanger. The gear shop is located in the gear hanger too. Be careful. The gears are so big that you'll look. Okay, we heard that before. So I didn't know this until recently. This guy has a new excuse for standing here at different parts of the story. I didn't ever think to talk to him again because I thought he kind of just said the same stuff. But the first time, all that time ago when we first came to the Yggdrasil, his reason for standing here, as he said, was to to cover up a hole he had made in the wall. And there it's to because he disobeyed Lights Out, and he has a different reason for being there at different parts of the story. I never really thought to talk to him. But I think on a future playthrough, I'll try to make sure to talk to him. It's been a while since I talked to Mason. You may not be able to come along. We'll be praying for your safety. That was a typo. We'll be praying for your safety. I've already optimized all of our party members' equipment. It's also been a little while since we talked to Hammer. This is not Hammer's room. Never mind. Oh, Ellie. Oh, actually, okay. I forgot they made this into Ellie and Maria's room. Okay. I actually do want to talk to them. This is one of the rare moments we get to talk to all of our party outside, on our own. My Zeebsen is too big, so I'm having it kept on the deck. If you need Zeebsen, he'll be ready for takeoff anytime. Oh, actually, okay, I may have been wrong then. It's on the deck rather than the Shabbat hangar. Okay. Stand by, okay. Just as a former soldier would say. Alright, Rico. There's nothing to do now. I could help you if you want me to. I'll be supporting you! Okay, so same things they've said the entire game. Nothing new at this point. Unfortunately. Okay. Let's head up to the deck. Or the bridge, I should say. One thing I want to show before I take off with the Yggdrasil is this guy. Do you want to see the ship's chart? One of the rare times in the game. Actually, I believe we could have done this earlier, and I believe I actually did do this earlier. But we have now unlocked more of the world, so we can see more of the world. See where everything is. We have a lot more that we have seen at this point. We have all the stuff in Kislev. We have Fort Jasper now on the surface. We have the Orphanage, and Babel Tower, and the Ethos Excavation Site, and the Thames, which it seems has moved. We'll be able to see that outside as well. And then there are some land masses that don't seem to have anything in them. Go anytime. Same thing you always say. Okay, Shabbat. Let's leave. Okay. Now to show some things around the world. So, in addition to Shavat moving around the world, after destroying the gate at the Sargasso Point, the Thames also begins moving around the world. It was originally, for a while, it was permanently stationed in Akivi. Now, the Thames moves around the world. We'll be able to find it in different spots. You can see the little yellow dot I'm chasing here moving. Here's the Thames. Only back on... I would say back on its feet, but it's a shame. As far as everything else, again, Xenogears is a pretty linear game. There's not a whole lot, special stuff to go see if you want to go back to all the areas. There's probably new NPC dialogue you could see, but I'm not going to go back to every single area we've been to before and try to talk to every single NPC to find new NPC dialogue. I showed some of the new stuff in Bledavik last time, after, now that Ave has been liberated. That's really the only major new stuff. The kids opening up the shop, and the soldiers coming home to all the families, that kind of thing. And then there are these really big land masses all across the Xenogears world that have nothing on them. Completely barren. They're useful for fighting enemies, and I will be using them now to fight some enemies. But there's nothing on them. There's nothing to do on them. And that kind of just remains the case throughout the rest of the game. There's a sand island over here that's not used for anything. There's another island over here that's just got some trees and not used for anything. Yeah, they really didn't do much to fill out the world and give it more side quests and stuff. There's some glaciers up here because the developers focused a lot on telling its story, and rightfully so. That's kind of the thing you wanted to focus on with this game. This glacier here actually has some interesting enemies on it. I can use this to show gear fights. So, you can encounter some late-game enemies, and by late-game I mean end-game enemies here on this glacier. And they can occasionally drop some really interesting stuff. So if you particularly wanted to grind, not really necessary, but if you wanted to grind for some really good items that you otherwise couldn't get until much later, you can fight these dragons and things here much earlier than you're intended, and win. It's actually not that hard. Anyway, so we now have Crescents. This is our first time using it. Works just like any other gear, I guess. It can also use Emeralda's ether abilities. So Emeralda has the best ether capabilities in the game by far, and that extends to Crescents having the best ether machine in the game. Yes, it outdoes Ellie. It outdoes Vierge. It's a lot of the base ether attacks are even stronger than Vierge's Aerids. So yeah, Crescents is really strong. I'll show the engine. I'll show the gear specs in a minute once I get back to the menu. But it has, just by the time you get it, an output 50 engine, which is the same output as Zeebzen. So it rivals Zeebzen and Anvari, basically Omnigears in themselves, in its power. So it comes very powerful. Although its physical attacks aren't exactly the reason you would use it. Usually, if you're bringing Crescents along, kind of like Vierge, you would use Emeralda's ether attacks. You'd use Crescent's ether machine. Alright, so now Choo-Choo. Choo-Choo doesn't have any fuel, obviously, because it's a big freaking Choo-Choo. It just punches things. Yeah. So, pretty boring. Although, it does have one interesting mechanic that I will show in a minute. What type of dragon do we have? Just called Dragon. It's not doing any damage. Endgame enemy, my ass. So, unlike the rest of the gears that we have, Choo-Choo, instead of having an ether machine, has spells. And it has only one spell for right now. Is able to restore HP. So the one little niche use that Choo-Choo does have is, it is the only gear capable of restoring gear HP. All the other gears that we have do not have any way to restore gear HP outside of the frame HP equipment that you can give it. That uses a lot of fuel. Choo-Choo instead uses EP to heal other gears, and is the only move. I can't call Choo-Choo necessarily a gear, but it is the only thing capable of healing your party member's HP that's not an enemy like a repair bot or one of the mechanics from the Goliath facility or etc. Right? Unfortunately, we haven't taken any damage, so I can't exactly show it. But you can actually heal gear HP without having to resort to using fuel for frame HP repair. In addition, because Choo-Choo is not a gear, you cannot go into booster mode. You can't do any of the other cool things you can do with the gear. You can just attack, and it doesn't have death blows, and its attacks kind of suck. However, as was usually the case in a lot of these PS1 RPGs, the mascot character has a hilarious way of becoming ferociously powerful in the endgame. Because here's the thing. Choo-Choo, unlike every other gear in the game, because it is not an actual gear, it's just a big version of Choo-Choo, its stats for being on the ground and being in a gear are the exact same. All of its ground stats, all of its base ground stats, its strength, its ether, its defense, all of that transfers directly into it being a gear. Or, not necessarily directly, it's multiplied, because then it would be just really, really weak. But, regardless, all of its specs when it's giant is just a multiplied version based upon its specs whenever, or its stats whenever it is on the ground. What this means is, if you recall, we have gotten several of the drive items throughout the game, which function like capsules from Chrono Trigger or similar things. You permanently increase a character's stats. Also, this dragon sucks. But so Choo-Choo is the only character in the game that you can give drives. Also, just learned a new skill, Forest Wind. You can give Choo-Choo drives on the ground and have the giant version become stronger. So theoretically, if you give Choo-Choo every single drive you get throughout the game, all the strength drives, all the HP drives, all the ether drives, all the defense drives, etc., Choo-Choo can be by far the most powerful party member in the entire game by the end of the game. Why you would ever want to put yourself through that hell and sacrifice, giving drives to any of your other characters besides Choo-Choo, I don't know. But there are videos of it online, and it's really, really funny. Choo-Choo can one-shot the final boss. It's funny. But yeah, that's kind of just the running thing with a lot of those PS1 RPGs. Same thing with like Final Fantasy VII, Cait Sith. That's not actually the way you pronounce it, Kachi, but whatever. Cait Sith had the ability to become ferociously powerful in the end game as well. That same kind of thing. So now I'm going to go to this little arid area here, because there are other giant enemies here, but there are also wells. I can use these to show off Emeralda and Choo-Choo in ground combat. Yeah, okay, you can encounter wells here. By the way, there's all sorts of interesting enemies. Yeah, I'm sorry, what? Yeah. There's all sorts of really interesting enemies you can encounter if you go across the world. They actually did... They may not have populated the Xenogears world with much like towns and things, but they did populate it with a sense of enemies. And every enemy has its own little bestiary bio in Perfect Works, and there's all lore behind all of them. So I'm not going to go into all of that because it's not super important. You all know the lore behind the wells, you know that there are failed experiments of Solaris and etc., but there's lore behind all the other enemies of the Xenogears world, which is also interesting. I plan on making a stream after I'm done with the main game. I plan on doing an additional stream that's just talking about the information in Perfect Works. So I'll talk more about that then. Anyway, here's our first example of a 7 AP death blow. Yeah, that's the kind of death blows we can do now that our limiters have been taken away. All of the death blows that are 7 AP have an elemental element. Whatever. Have an elemental character to it. They're all ether-based, is what I should say, rather than physical-based. And they're much, much powerful than any of the death blows before. And that's our first example of one. Speaking of ether, Emeralda. Watch how she fights. As she attacks the enemy, she's morphing her body into her different attacks. She morphed her hair into a hammer. She morphed parts of her hair into, boomerangs and things. It's really interesting to watch Emeralda fight on the ground. All of her death blows are much more dynamic, much more interesting than the rest of the characters because she's a nanomachine colony. She can just morph the nanomachines of her body into different weapons that she can use against the enemy. It's really cool. And now we have Choo-Choo. Choo-Choo on the ground has a lot more, at least comes with a lot more spells than she does in her giant form. She again has Forest Dance, which can restore HP. Koan Prayer removes physical defense. Murm? I guess that's Murm. Murm Prayer removes mental effects. Play Dead, this is an interesting one. This is the basis behind Ricky's Play Dead art in Xenoblade 1. The enemy will ignore you. So, doesn't do anything really, because you have really no reason to keep Choo-Choo alive. Choo-Choo on the ground just because it sucks. Choo-Choo, the overpowered broken Choo-Choo you can only get in her transformed form, because then you get the crazy multipliers for her base stats. But on the ground, she's weaker than any of your other party members besides Maria. Mating Kiss is a revival thing, and Forest Wind will project air wind. Actually, I want that. Okay, Choo Choo. Just like the other characters, you're going to start learning other like elemental attacks as time goes on. There's Hammerhead. But yeah. That's Emeralda and Choo Choo. Most of the time, you're not going to be using Emeralda, whether she's in her gear or on the ground. You're not going to be using Emeralda's death blows, even though I do really like how Emeralda's ground death blows look. If you have Emeralda in your party, you're mostly going to be using her for her ether, because her ether is ferociously powerful. And Choo Choo, you're never going to use unless you're going the crazy psycho route of trying to give all of your drives over to Choo Choo. Anyway, with all the demonstration done, there are other death blows I can show. I plan on doing, in the end game, I plan on doing just a full showcase of all the party members' death blows, because I do plan on learning every single party member's death blows. Just right now, I only learned the up to the 6 AP death blows, just so that we could everyone would be able to use their gear attack levels. But by the end of the game, in the end game, I will grind out every character's death blows. Okay. So now for our party. We agreed, as we saw in the kind of preparation stuff last time. Citan said it would be best. We have Faye, Ellie, and Citan go in as one team into Solaris, infiltrate, and then the rest will ride in later with Maria on Zeebzen. Although we'll have to use Zeebzen to break into the gate anyway, when the three of us go in. This is our party. Choo Choo, though. Because every 90s RPG needed a mascot character. Oh, you know what? Actually, speaking of the drives, I haven't used the ones I have right now. I actually want to take this opportunity to do that. So, alright, the drives we have. Gotten quite a few and I haven't used them. Okay. You know what? Sorry. I'm gonna go back down to Margie and switch around our party members so I can give different characters the drives. Okay, so I have a Vitality Drive. That... Ooh. That I actually may want to put on Ellie. The Ether Drive I want to give to Emeralda, so I'm going to give Emeralda in the party. It's going to switch in Faye, Ellie, and Citan anyway, so I'll just keep Emeralda in the party. Let's see what I have. Okay, I have 2 EP drives, with one to Emeralda, one to Ellie. Consider giving one to Faye because of his healing. Ether drive to Emeralda. For defense. It's Faye. And maybe Citan will put him back in the party. Vitality drive, Ellie. And I'll put Citan, yeah, I'll just go ahead and put Citan in the party and give him the Ether defense drive. Another thing I stocked up on, off screen, I haven't been using them a whole lot throughout the game, but speed stars are actually very useful. Especially as we start getting into Disc 2. The star items, you can buy them from Mason, you can also buy them from the Choo Choo in Eiffel Aura and Shavat. They work a lot like X items in Pokemon. They'll just temporarily increase a certain stat for the duration of a battle. Not for the it may only be for a couple turns actually. I'm not quite sure. But the Speed Star effectively is a 2x speed boost, like Billy's Goddess Call would be. But you can do it with just an item without having Billy in the party. And because in Solaris we'll be going through a ground dungeon at some point. There's a certain optional boss in that dungeon that we're going to be having this party with, Faye, Ellie, and Titan. And it may be good for that one if we give some speed stars to Ellie, who is traditionally slow. So that's the reason I have that. Okay, so now to go back to Shavat, be on our way. The Thames. I suppose I could always do more grinding for death blows. I could always try to unlock every single death blow we can at this point, but not really a point to doing that. I think our preparations are complete. Let's go into the enemy stronghold. The entire game thus far has led up to this. Let's finally at least try our best to free the surface of Solaris' raid. And Raheen, before you came in, I began the stream with this. And I'll show it again now that you're here. You already saw this line, but, you know. Just something to keep in mind. It's the major theme of this game, as I've talked about. Especially in the context of what we heard about Saitan at the end of last time. Saitan accepting his sword. We're ready. Good, then we are off. We are depending on you, Maria. Please transport us to Solaris on the Zeeb Zone. Yes, Zeeb Zone is ready to go anytime. Zeeb Zone, let's go! I'm coming, Solaris. Zeeb Zone and I shall be the dark wings which carry you all to your deaths! That's badass. This is the barrier! Please, Zeeb Zone! The grav field is opening! The space distortion correction is starting! It's dangerous to move in a big group. We'll take separate roads. Right. Don't worry, I'm good at gathering info. You just like to watch others' misery. You'll just get in the way. Forgive me, sorry. Maria. Yes, what is it? The disorders Evzen caused when breaking the gate is almost cleared up. You and everyone else must leave before the enemy detection system activates again. We will take care of the rest. Okay, be careful. Seems like the world's upside down. It's creepy. Solaris' gravity is the opposite of that of the land. We don't have time to explain it. You'll get used to it. It's uncomfortable for us on the surface at first. Hey, what's this? Looks like some kind of storage or distribution center. I'm not sure, but it's probably used to ship off extra supplies, materials, and fuel gathered from the surface. These are the technology and products we land dwellers receive from the ethos. And now, shall we gather some information? Okay, you're now upside down, opposite gravity. Is this a container from the transport system Ellie was talking about? Oh, I'm not sure. I think I've seen this before. Shall we take a look? What are you saying? We don't have time for that. We have to get out of here quickly. Didn't you say we had to gather information? We could probably sneak in using this thing. What? Hey! Uh-oh, Ryan pressed the button. Where am I now? And the screen turning right side up signifies Faye is getting used to the game. So we don't have to go through all of Solaris upside down. Lots of hexagons. No! Can't handle it anymore! Something's wrong with all of you! Working like machines day after day! You have no will! This isn't living! This is... Stop it! Let go! What a way to be introduced to Solaris. We have heard before of the rigid class system within Solaris. The fact that the lower class is made up of worker bees, a labor force that is made up of kidnapped land dwellers. Alright, sorry about that. A lot of people have tried to change their ideas and escape lately. They usually get caught and rearranged or re-educated. Don't you even think of trying to escape? Rearranged. Interesting. So that's the little pod we just came from. I want to move up a rank to second-class citizen, and I can finally live with the second class. It's very eerie with all of the yellow drones and things that are flying all around, monitoring everyone. Arr, because of him, I'm probably going to get rearranged. God, if you're there, please save me. Away he goes. Don't even thinking about speaking out against Solaris, or being associated with someone who speaks out against Solaris. Got no business at the Watchtower. Beat it. All our fates are tied together. It's malcontents like him that get us all punished. It kills me to think that all our work to raise our block's rank is ruined. How can you not be happy with all this? Do as you're told and get promoted. What is there to be discontented about? How capitalist are these people, thinking that they can be promoted with enough hard work? Timothy? Fortunately, I'm not Timothy. My name's Samson. But hey, I know you. How do you know me? Who are you? In the tournament. Unfortunately, I lost in the first round. I passed out on the way home. And when I came to, I found myself here. Everyone else got what they call rearranged. It's a cross between brainwashing and amnesia. They messed up on me, and I can still remember. What about that last person? Yep, him too. Died in vain. One of my few friends, too. I'm not going out like that. You know that guard tower near us? I'm gonna go through it past the second class block, sneak into the naval port, and kiss Solaris goodbye. Can you do that? Yeah, because I got a pass. They got me working at the naval port. I'm only supposed to leave when it's my shift. I solved that little snag. Hey, why don't you come along? With your power, we'd be set. Sure. Right, that's the spirit. But be careful. A female Gebler just came by for some reason. Huh? Did she have auburn hair? Yeah, that's her. Well, you're friends. Come to think of it, she was looking for someone. She still ought to be around here somewhere. You ought to look for her. Oh, so Ellie is around here then. None of these pods we can enter. I already talked to you. This is the dust chute. Third-class citizens have nothing to do with this. Go back where you came from. What a fool. If he hadn't bucked the system, he could have lived peacefully. K-Block. They're all being rearranged. Poor guys. They work so hard, too. Even if we think so, that doesn't mean the administration does. Is this guy a demi-human? Is that a tail? That's interesting. There's Ellie. Faye? Ellie! Faye, you're so careless. If you're trying to infiltrate the base, you have to be subtle. Sorry. Well, where are we? We're in the Solaris third-class F block. There's around 20 blocks, each with land dwellers living in them. We Solarians are privy to all personal info. Everyone's DNA structure is inscribed on a molecular level, and even their class. You know what these citizens are called? No. Worker bees. It comes from the shape of their housing blocks. These people provide the manual labor vital to the support of Solaris' core. I took a field trip here once long ago. I remember thinking that their lives had nothing to do with me. I never thought I would end up here like this. Which means you should know your way around here, Ellie. Vaguely. We need to escape first. Oh yeah? Where's Doc? He took a different pod looking for you. He may have ended up in a different block. Damn. We're all spread out. I wouldn't worry about Citan. He knows the city better than I do. I wonder if Bart and them made it okay. Jesse's with them, so they should be fine. I hope so. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, we'll go back and talk to Samson again, but first I want to see this other pod over here. Don't rabble-rouse here. Just work, eat, and sleep. Just keep doing that and you'll live. If anyone complains, our entire unit will be punished too. Which means we all get rearranged and never come back. Really eerie stuff, this whole place. It's very unsettling. It's just the peak of totalitarian fascism. We'll see that more and more as we explore deeper into Solaris. So she was on our side after all. Here, take this. What is it? Second-class citizen work permit, just like mine. With that, you can move about more freely without arousing suspicion. Well, if she's with you, there shouldn't be any problems. Well, I'll be at the tower entrance. Hey, it's me. Hey, ready to go? From here on, it'll be better if we split up. It's a maze, so be careful. Yeah, you too. You're really going to be okay? The design of everything in Solaris, it just overall adds to the incredibly unsettling feeling. The kind of perfect hexagonal patterns of the pods and the flooring here, and the way it gives off as with a lot of things in this game, it gives off quite the Star Wars vibe, but in a very unsettlingly perfect way. As if it's very rigid. Can't do anything with that. This is an elevator, it seems. Door? Camera can be a little tedious here. Take care of this, move on. That doesn't do anything. You can see they're walking together. So not be more discreet. Okay, so there are drones over there. We can't let any of them catch us. so this is the other side. Oh, no. Never mind. This is the other side of the door we saw at the beginning. Actually, no. I think this is where we started. So, Samson's already over there. Go back up. Oh, okay. Damn. What are you doing? You are ordered to withdraw. And we have to restart from the beginning. Oh, didn't mean that. Oh shit! Yeah, there was no getting around that. That other one would have seen me in the little crossway too. Okay, so this time I'll try going over, starting from this elevator. Okay, wait for this to turn. And go. Oh, okay, this is the chest we saw earlier. That was the chest we saw earlier. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was the chest we saw earlier. That's what I was saying. Needed a drink of water. Not bad. I think I'll let myself go on ahead. Wait, you're not a Gazelle. What are you doing? Not a problem. I used underground tech to rewrite my ID. ID error. Eliminate. That's dark. Damn you! I'm gonna destroy it! No! It's useless to do that. You won't be able to get through without either a first-class citizen ID or military ID. What are we going to do? We can't just stand here. Guess it's going to have to be all or nothing. If it doesn't work out, we'll worry about it later. Is what you're saying? Isn't that kind of sounding like Bart? How rude. It's not like I always go in without a plan. First-class citizen, Gazelle, confirmed. Please pass through in an orderly fashion. We can go through! What's wrong? Huh? Oh, well... I've done so much, I'm surprised they haven't labeled me as a traitor yet. You think it's because they haven't reported it? So the Gebler, it would be like admitting failure and all. I hope so. Anyway, let's go. Okay. Oh, stay very close to me. That way it shouldn't pick up your presence. checkpoint. Hey, where are you coming out of there? Come over here! I'm an Imperial Special Forces Lieutenant, Elheim von Houten. I have just completed the collection of the special levy of the 3rd class level. I'm now in the process of taking the Surface Dweller back to HQ. Any problems with that? Gebler? No problems. Please, go on. One behind you is the Gebler. I heard the lambs destroyed the gate. Is everything okay? It's okay. Phew, what a relief. Got a lot of guts going into an area full of those barbarians. Only a Gebler could do that. It's a very different kind of people here. Wearing fancy outfits and calling the 1st-class citizens barbarians. Or 3rd-class citizens barbarians. This is the problem with government offices. Ugh. Alright. I'll give you a chance to listen to this music. Big difference, isn't it? I've heard people say online that this song, by the way, is called Solaris Eden of Paradise. I've heard people say online that this song doesn't exactly fit Solaris. I have to disagree. This is the exact kind of musical diversion that Takahashi has proven himself good at in other games as well. It's the same kind of feeling you get whenever you first enter Agniratha, for instance, in Xenoblade 1. And you're expecting, as the capital of Mechonis, to be much more grand, like something you had just heard from Central Factory, like really grand and triumphant music, posing even. But instead, it's like this really somber, solemn song as you explore the area and the ruins of the city. It's that same kind of thing. It happened in Xenoblade 2 as well. Whenever you first get to the Yggdrasil. And it's effectively elevator music as you're going up this huge space elevator. It's that same kind of thing. It throws you off. It's not the kind of imposing. It doesn't have any kind of vibe to it, and yet that makes it more vibe to it, and yet that makes it more. I wouldn't call it cheerful. It's superficial. I think is the main vibe you can get from the song, and that fits. That's the 1st class for you. Check out all of these people's designs. Blonde hair, blue eyes. They're not being subtle with the fascism references here. And there was the person over here that was talking about the Central Control Bureau, which determines who marries who in order to keep the lineage pure. Good matches make good descendants. For arranged marriages by the central government. Kids here are playing with their pogo sticks instead of being forced to work like we just saw with the 1st class. These are the 1st class citizens. The 3rd class citizens down the worker bee down the working block. You can get whatever you want here. Look, I should have lost this arm in an accident, but with Solaris's biosampling, look, no scar. There are none of the crimes, disasters or wars like on Earth. Science makes everything possible for us. Kind of a disturbing attitude. The whole vibe here is just... Disturbing is an understatement, I would say. Hyper-capitalistic, fascist. There's a lot of other words you can use to describe it. But they don't have any Imperial model pogo shoes. I want them so badly, too. Sir, I'm sorry. We just sold the last pair. Wah! What should I do? What do you think? How about that one? Really? I'm getting more and more lost. Look at the people here living the high life with all the options. Wow, the Imperial model. This Imperial model is pretty nice. Does that say impaired model? Wow, it does. It must be a fake. Okay, so that was an interesting text box there. The text box says Faye, and yet it's using Ellie's icon. If you remember from the first time we met Ellie, all the way back in the Black Moon Forest, back near the beginning of the game, Ellie spoke a different language. And she had to switch her language to the Lamb Talk, the Surface Dweller language, in order to communicate with us. So, what that means is, as we're going through the First-Class Citizen area, all these people speak Solarian, and Ellie is having to translate on the fly for us. Kind of interesting. That's why her icon appeared there. That's why her portrait, I guess. It's not really much of an icon, more of just a portrait appeared by that text box. These people don't have a clue in the world what the so-called barbarians, the savages down on the earth, are suffering, or what even the ones that they have kidnapped and have working their manual labor in the worker bee blocks are doing. You can get better ammo here. You can also get better equipment, although these cost an arm and a leg, and this is some of the more expensive equipment. That's what we've gotten. We're only going to get 3 of them for the 3 party members we'll be using. There we go. And whenever we meet up with Citan again, inevitably, we'll put the other ones on him. Service in Solaris is great. No matter how big something is, it's always there when you get home. Isn't that nice? Living the high life. There's so many Imperial models out now. It's a limited edition, so I gotta buy it. I'm so indecisive. I don't know what to buy. Don't bother me. So many options for these people. Don't have to worry about getting rearranged or working too hard. This is Ticketmeister. What are you looking for? Dedication tickets. Please come to room 21 in Etrin Court. What are the tickets? VIP seating for the dedication is all sold out. Please enjoy it on Home Vision. Home Vision? Seems there's some event coming up that people are buying tickets for. Seems to be a big struggle on the surface, but it has absolutely nothing to do with us. As long as the Emperor is with us, we can live in peace. Jumping out of a frying pan just might land you in the fire. That stupid Ramses hasn't learned that yet. You can get whatever you want here. Look, I should have lost this arm in an accident, but with Solaris is okay. Best healthcare, too, it seems. All the best stuff. Just looking down and seeing the Earth, I think, those poor souls can't live in this fine city. Even if they destroy the gates, it's all a waste of effort. Futile resistance from those who will never reach our paradise. And all the meanwhile, still monitored, just like the third-class citizens who live so differently from them. And yet both are unified by the fact that they're still monitored by the drones. Are you Etrin strolling? What? Etrin strolling is walking along Etrinunk. You need to download the Etrin guide to do it. Central Control always has fun things. It's their job to keep the citizens happy. So Etrinunk, that is the name of this city. It is a mistranslation from the word Etemenanki, which is named after a temple from the Sumerian civilization. It was a temple to Marduk, the god Marduk in the Sumerian civilization. It was a ziggurat. So it was that's what it is in the Japanese, Edamananki. It was mistranslated into Etranank in the English version. The Emperor will give the speech himself. Can't stand to see our confusion anymore, so he went out of the way to make an appearance. We should be thankful. Revolving door. Aren't those fun? So here we see an average first-class citizen apartment. Very different from those in the third class. And of course, Big Joe is here because he's everywhere. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm practicing dancing. Don't bug me. They have these holograms too. You can see some of these outside as well. Lewdly clad woman in a hologram. And at this point, you shouldn't even ask why Big Joe is here. Oh, there's another door. I'll come back to that one. Even Solaris' advanced science can't halt aging, but they say the powerful have overcome it. They already have a great descendants. What more do they want? Don't you agree? Came to see the Emperor and strained my back. I can cure almost anything but a bad back. And after putting up with all that to get tickets. Hey, you kids, need tickets to the dedication? Kids like you really should go see it. Please, receive dedication tickets. Forget the money, just hurry or you'll miss it. I'm going to watch it on home vision. Yes, this is their home vision. So this is the average first-class citizen living arrangement. Much more spacious than those little pods that we saw. Go and save on that memory cube. You can rest easy if you send your data to the Central Control Bureau regularly. Huh. Interesting. I've heard they're laying around on the ground in places for data collecting. Uh-huh. Keep that in the back of your head. Keep that filed away in the back of your mind for now. I wanted a DK 1200 doll. I want real plants. You can't buy real plants unless you're a first-class citizen. I'm so jealous. Oh, these are second-class citizens then. I guess the first-class citizens would have to be like Dazzle, people like Ellie. This alloy Imperial gear Dad bought me is so cool. It really flies. Purge the lambs. Wow. Damn. Rainwashing starts early. I think one of the interesting things about Xenogears and basically all of these cities that we've seen so far, we saw it in Bledavik when we went there for the first time. We saw it in Yortun. We see it now in Solaris. Is the sociology of how the kids think. They do, like, I think Takahashi and the writers did a good job of really portraying how the culture around these children affects how the children think. Like, the child inside talking about purging the lambs. The one over here, you know, affected by the big consumerist culture here in Etranank, talking about his pogo shoes, and the one in the department store whining about how he couldn't get the Imperial model. And we also heard, like, back in Bledavik, we saw a kid that was reenacting, like, kill the Kislev people, or like we're gonna go fight the Kislev, we're gonna beat Kislev, or something like that. There were there were children in Nortune doing the same thing. So it's like it shows propaganda, the effects of propaganda. I think it's really interesting. They gave that extra touch. Yay, the Emperor! Same thing here. Hologram of the Emperor. You have a ticket. You better hurry to make it on time. You have a ticket. Alright, go on through. Better hurry or you won't make it on time. Messed up is right. That's this whole place. That's a cool shot. Yeah, that's what I said earlier about the music. It's that same kind of musical diversion that was in Agneartha and Xenoblade 1. My beloved children, you can be at ease. The Gazel Ministry and I planned the destruction of the gates. The gate long ago. The people chosen by God, we, the Gazel, will return to God's paradise, to the sleeping Mother God. The time for our immortality has come. We have opened the door to Mahanan, the place where God rests, the source of wisdom and power. The surface dwellers will no doubt use this opportunity to seize its power. However, there is no need to be concerned. As long as Solaris has this power, I guess that was the end of the sentence. As long as Solaris has this power. Let's show stupid beasts the lambs our real power. Ellie? Hey, Ellie! Sorry, did you say something? Did I say something? Are you okay? You're zoning. Your mind's not here. Sorry, I was just thinking, and this crowd's noisy. Huh? Children of the Emperor, please open your heart. Krellian! Huh? It's Krellian. He's the real leader of Solaris. He doesn't appear in public very often, that's all I know. He's the leader of Solaris. But now I feel something feels familiar. It's been a long time, Lacan. Krellian, you're back. You just got back last night. You came back home to get paints, right? Sophia told me. Allow me to accompany you. Is that okay? Yeah, I'll leave someone else in command of my unit. Because of Solaris, things are a lot more dangerous these days. Anyway, wouldn't you feel more secure if you were with me? Thanks. What did you say? What's the name of the teacher you're studying under? Melchior. But still, why are you studying? Sophia told me the best way to calm the heart is to read a book. It's a good opportunity. I'm going to spark my interest in studying. Now I'm reading 3 books a day. If it can change, it will. The art of war. That's all you think about. Yeah, that's mean. You know, I'm the best of all the students. I see. That's great. It sounds like you found something to put your heart into. What do you mean? You have something. Your pictures are splendid. You should be thankful. Khan, look at this. I finally completed it. This will save people's lives. Isn't that right, Melchior? This even Sophia will. Faye, what's wrong with you? It's nothing. That guy, Krelian. I feel like I've met him before. Do you understand? Shall I translate? Yeah, please. Remember, she's translating on the fly here. The gate we control was removed by will of the Emperor. However, there are foolish beasts here defiling our holy land with their feet. These beasts destroyed the gate and want to remove the Emperor from the throne in the confusion. This is a grave matter. The Emperor's throne has been polluted. We cannot rest yet. Those imbeciles have been caught and shackled like the dogs they are. Bart! Yell! If they find out you're a land dweller. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm caught. Damn, let's go. Gotta help them. Wait, he's still talking. Revive our progenitors, the dazzle of old. The day after tomorrow, these land dwellers will be disposed of in the Soylent system. Revive Gazel, Soylent system? What's that? Gazel are purebreed Solaris people. The word means first-class citizens. In this case, it probably means the Gazel Ministry. Long ago, the members of the Gazel Ministry lost their fleshly bodies in order to protect the Solaris people. I've heard the Soylent system is an important support system for Solaris. I don't know much else. Anyway, it's probably a cover for some kind of experiment. Don't tell me what to do. I'm going. Those guys won't stop me. That's why I said wait. We don't know what's going on over there. If we just run out there brazenly, we might just fall into the same trap. The palace is on alert, so we need to investigate. We don't even know where they're taking prisoners. We still have 2 days. I'm sure there's a way to help them. We must find it. How do you know we have 2 whole days? What if they change their mind and then tomorrow... I mean, it is possible, isn't it? Maybe, but there's nothing we can do, right? Satan wasn't there, which means he's probably watching the broadcast somewhere right now. First we must find him. He knows the layout of the central core of the city better than I do. So let's not do anything careless, okay? Where is he? We need him. How should I know? Don't be a snot. You haven't thought anything out at all. I'm just saying, we have to be careful. But... what? Hey, what's going on? Look, we've been discovered. It's because you keep raising your voice. This way. City alert. 2 suspects located. Send the security cube immediately. You 2, please stop all action. Suspicious persons. Sighted in Arbot Plaza. Investigating. Ellie, they're here! The security cubes catch us, we're in big trouble. Faye, this way. Ellie! Stop, desist from moving. I'll have to jump. They escaped? Affirmative. Attack! This way? Suspects escaped. Emergency response. Faye, are you alright? Yeah. It's just so sudden. We gotta get moving. Those weird robots are coming after us. What's wrong, Ellie? So, this is the place. I'll be able to do something. Anyway, let's try to run through here. Yeah. So importantly, we learned there that the Gazel both refers to first-class citizens like Ellie, and it refers to the Gazel Ministry. A word for two different things. Okay, so they can occasionally catch up to us. We have to fight them. These security cubes have two different modes. Defense up, ether defense down. Which means we have to use an ether attack on them. And then they have ether defense up and defense down, which means that you're able to deal physical damage to it. I think at the start of every fight, they already come with the defense up mode. So if we need to start these fights with an ether attack. He has guided shot, and he's usually going first, so we may want to go with that this time. Nope, not wrong way. The security cubes are faster than you can run, so they will catch up to us. Oh, never mind. Okay, so both of them are ether defense down. Defense down. So DX at the cost of another battle. That was a literal trap, so they could catch up to us. Oh. Oh crap, we have to go across the lines. Pipes up there. Yeah, the chest is a trap, but whatever. I'm going for it anyway. This fight turned out hard. Okay. And we should be in the clear. Come to a street, though, in what looks to be a mansion. Where are we? First class citizen level. This is where the Solaris people called the Gazel live. Follow me. Wait. The guard robot may get you again if you go in there. Don't worry. This is my house. Your house? This big house is yours? Yep. Come on in. So at this point, we've seen what every class citizen gets in Solaris. We're at the first class now. Ellie's class. Anything else over here? Let's head inside. I love this part of the game so much. Ellie? Ellie, is that you? Mother! I'm glad you're okay. The military told me you were missing in action. No, Mother, that's not true. See, I'm alive. Mother, where's Father? He's still at the palace. I think he'll be back soon. I see. Ellie, who's this? What? He's from the Special Forces. Same as me. He was only recently promoted from third-class citizen. It's because of him I was able to return. Right, Faye? What? No, I mean... I see. That must be why he's dressed like a land dweller. But why isn't he wearing a Special Forces uniform like you, Ellie? Sorry, Mother. There's a report I must turn in right away, so... Faye, come with me. This is my room. I can finally relax. This place is huge. It must be bigger than the village chief's. I'm sweaty after running, so I'm taking a shower. You have a bathroom in your room? It's pretty normal. It's not normal. When are you going to stop staring? Hey, Ellie, was that your mother? Yes. Oh, she sure is a pretty lady. Yes, she is. You don't look much like her. Do you resemble your father? Haven't you noticed yet? What do you mean? The color of my skin, hair, and eyes are different from normal Solarians. Never paid attention to it, so really? A long time ago, when I was small, I had a nanny. She was so nice to me. She was a land dweller, and first-class citizens rarely associate with them. But the nanny lived in our house and took care of me. She lost her child when she was in the third-class area. My dad felt sorry for her and kept her under his protection, but he never told anyone about her. Why? My father was worried about my appearance. He had a reason for it. She was probably my real... Ellie! I better not. I'm sure you don't want to hear about this. Sorry. It's alright. Now it's your turn. No thanks, I don't have time for that. You need to relax. You don't get a chance like this very often. Please? Alright, if you insist. You should have listened to me in the first place. You're fine, just relax. Wow, it feels good. There's a world of difference between this and Doc's old bathtub. Stop it! Stop staring at me! Don't worry, I'm not looking. I'm just adjusting it. How's the temperature? Hey, I'm fine. Go away, now! He's got a cute side to him. Hmm? Feel refreshed. What am I gonna do? There's no time to relax. Yes, I really don't want to, but there's no other choice. You have any good ideas? The network terminal in my father's room. He got angry with me for touching it once. There's numerous information only a handful of people have access to. So we can find out where Bart and the others are located from that? I hope so. I love that scene. I love that scene with them, it's so weird. And as I said, we're going to be learning more about Ellie here in Solaris, especially in the next few minutes. There are aspects of her backstory we don't know a whole lot about yet. Oh, Ellie, what are you doing in your father's room? Don't you remember how mad he got last time? What am I gonna do with you? And proceeds to not do anything about it, so let's go in! Or, can we? Okay. Ellie, I'm so happy. Let me see you. Your father said you'd be back. I almost gave up hope. Mother. You're staying for a while? This time you should relax. Your father will be so happy. Yes, I guess. Let's have a nice meal. Faye, would you like to join us? Ellie never invites her friends over. I'm glad you're here. Well, I'm going shopping, so make yourself comfortable. Now we can sneak into her father's room. I guess this is their dining table. This is it. If we can break through the palace network security by accessing this. ID. Password would probably be something related to me. ELHAYM. Access denied. Enter the correct password. That's no good. Let's try it backwards. MYAHLE. Welcome to Solaris Net. You have 19 unread emails. Yes, got it. Let's see, we were here before, so... Well, it connects to here. Faye, we should be able to get to where everyone is from a trash chute in the third-class citizen level. That one we passed by when we were down there. That means we're going back to that first location. Now we know where we are. Let's hurry. Ellie, where are you going? Father! What are you doing, Ellie? I told you before not to come in here and touch that machine. This is the guard? It's me, Eric. Burglar broke in here. Yeah, come quickly. Father! Faye is not a burglar. What is he? A strange man in my room? Isn't he a burglar? There's a reason! Please, don't shoot him! Faye just wants to save his captured friends. And my friends, too. No, even if he is your friend. I can't overlook a land dweller who tries to sneak into the palace. Fine, then I'm also a traitor. Go ahead and shoot me. No, you're staying here. Now, move out of the way, Ellie. No! You know how traitors are punished even if they're first-class citizens. We'll be safe if we kill the intruders who know about us. I'm worried about your safety. You're lying. You just hate being in any position that endangers you. Isn't that why you didn't join me you want me to join Jugend? You just didn't want everyone to see your own daughter. Because I'm half a land dweller. I can't believe you still... How dare you say that in front of your mother? Because... Stop it. I don't want to see a father and a daughter fight because of me. I won't cause you any more trouble. I came of my own will. I'm an intruder. But just get out of here, it'll be fine. Faye? Ellie, you shouldn't say that in front of your mother. I don't know the truth, but she is your mother, not a stranger. Isn't that right? Now, get out of the way. I have to hurry to save my friends. But if you intend to shoot me, I'll put up a big fight. Father? The intruder has escaped. Now get out of here. It'll be a while until the guards get here. You may be an intruder, but the fact is, you protected my daughter. If I shoot you, I'll lose her. Father. Let me go with Faye. No, I can't let you go. But... That's alright. This is a land dweller problem now. It won't trouble you any further. I'll go by myself. Faye! Ellie, this time leave the military. Thanks for everything. Faye. I didn't even make note of it last time, but yeah, you can see people driving flying cars there. If we try talking to people here in Arboth Plaza now, about Ellie, we can't understand them. Some gibberish. She was translating for us. You make her way back down to the third-class citizen level. Hey you, aren't you the one from the dedication? You're under arrest. Get in that door. What are you going to do to me? As I suspected, you know nothing. Doc! Citan, why are you here? I saw Bart's image on the bird vision in the dedication. You saw that too, Doc? Yes, but I did not see either of you. Soon after, I heard there was an intruder at the second floor of the Arabato grounds. I suspected it was probably you, so I waited here. After that, I did not hear anything about the capture of any intruders. How did you know I was going to be here? The best possible way to sneak into the palace is through the dust chute. And to get back to the third floor, one must pass through this observation tower. I've always been thinking. Do you think you could possibly be a little more subtle? When infiltrating enemy ground, the most basic thing to do is to be stealthy. The amount of activity you have stirred up, you could even wake up dead. Well, I was actually trying to be subtle. By the way, what happened to Ellie? Is she not with you? Ellie, she went back home. She really shouldn't have any relation with us land dwellers. She already has such wonderful parents. I see. Yes, it may have been better for her that way. Let us head for the dust chute then. Yeah. Now, Faye, stay very close to me. That way it does not pick up on your presence. Just like with Ellie. Doc, hold on. How can you get past here? According to Ellie, only first-class citizens and military personnel can pass through. Well, that is... Probably they have not deleted my ID from the days I was in the military. And it is still stored in the database. My, how the Solaris monitors are sloppy. Interesting. Let's head back down to the third-class citizen level. F block, I believe it was. Oh, okay. We have to go back to the maze. Interesting. No more drones here anymore. Awfully interesting. Like someone disabled them. Okay. These people all say the same thing. No longer a guard at the dust chute either. Also awfully interesting. We can probably get in with the switch. Card needed to activate the Vaxes. Vax size? Please insert card. No go. What shall we do? Shall we do? Didn't you have a plan? No, I'm afraid not. I assumed we would just figure something out. Wait! Ellie, it's you! Ellie, what are you doing here? Well, after that, when I was crying, my mother came to me and said, "Go with them." Ellie. Ellie, I think you should live your life the way you wish. If your loved ones are in a crisis, you can't desert them. Mother, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. I know. There's no doubt that you're my child. No matter what happens, you're my sweetheart. Mom. Now, you better hurry. Yes. Take care, Mom. Ellie, take this. Received an army card key. Father? To be human is to be able to pick your own path in life. Father. Looks like the military police are here. The Imperial Guard. Why are you here instead of the military police? What? What are you doing? The intruder fled. My daughter has nothing to do with this. I can't, Lord Eric. Turn your daughter over to us. Lord Krellion's orders. Lord Krellion? What does he want with my daughter? What? You mean, Gazzles? You do not need to know. Take her. Leave my daughter alone, or else. Father? What? Lord Eric, have you lost your mind? I'm perfectly fine. Leave her alone. Lord Krellion's orders are the Emperor's orders. You realize what'll happen to your rank if you disobey this order? You'll be demoted to third-class citizen. I know. But even if it's Lord Krellion's order, I will not allow my daughter to be Gazel's test subject. Ellie, go. I'll take care of this. But... Don't worry about me. Go help Faye. Father... Father, Mother, Ellie, Ministry. Ministry? Father said that too. What is the Ministry? We'll find out. Let's go back. We gotta save him. We can't. If you go now, they'll catch you too. My parents will be fine. The military record should protect them. If necessary, I'll turn myself in after everyone else is rescued, and that will settle it. But... Let's go. Something might happen to them while we're just talking here. I am worried for Ellie's family, but her father risked his life to get us this card. We must go on. Yeah. In this filthy place, spare me. But I would not give through my old bathtub now. Do you not agree, Faye? Okay, let's go. Ironic considering what we were just doing. Hurts, damn it. Awfully jumpy climbing animation there. Okay, so this part's kind of confusing. I remember being a little confused on what to do here at first. What you have to do is you have to push this big piece of trash, this big piece of metal, into the fan. To stop the fan. And then there's a door here. If you were to fall down, this will lead back to the first room, I believe. Yeah, lead back in here. Phew! I barely escaped from getting trashed. I remember falling in there several times, not knowing what to do my first time through. Okay, but the fan is stopped. We need to get into the door on the side. Right there. You're gonna fall down at just the right place and grab onto the ladder. There we go. Okay, there's got to be something down this other way. Okay. An enemy. Oh, one of these guys. Don't they look familiar? Here's a Willowind, one of Citan's 7 AP death blows. An Electric Blast. These things counterattack by absorbing HP. Not fun. Maybe they just counterattack ether. Let's try using a pure physical death blow. They counterattack all attacks, never mind. You just have to deal enough damage. Or perhaps it's counterattacking death blows? One of those. Okay, it's only counterattacking death blows. That's an Wilfin. That's dark, considering what we know about how Solaris uses test subjects and where they get their test subjects from. And what they do with their failed test subjects. There are implications there that are uncomfortable. To say the least. A lot of HP, holy crap. There we go. Gosh, that's a lot of HP. And for not much of a reward either. I'll just run from those fights from now on. There's a hobstake. Oh. Guards, nice. Something a little better than an orphan. I probably should have healed right after that fight. It's okay. It's a cool death blow. It's one of Ellie's new ones that I learned off screen. And Faye as well. Wow, there's some food here. Let's have a bite here. You're right. We don't know what'll happen, so we shouldn't ask too much. What about you, Doc? No, I'm fine, thank you. Are you sure? Then excuse us. Let's eat! Phew, I'm full. Well then, let's go. Thereabouts. Gonna make the food. Is this what we ate earlier? Let's see. Medicine we normally use is made here. Every single chest has been a trap so far. Okay, so the back right Okay, good. And then everything else is defense down. Good. That's easier than doing. Nice 999. That's not a damage cap. We've seen it go well over 1,000. It's just interesting it landed right on 999. Hopstake. Foreign object scanner. Lockoff code 0101. I'll come back to this. To progress, we need to get beyond these barriers, these scanners. There are enemies on the scanners, apparently, too. Top row is defense down, bottom right's defense down, bottom left is ether defense down. So you need to attack this one. And we can all just go ham on the others. Solaris' anti-theft protection. Nice. Foreign object detected. Okay, discharging object. So if we try to get beyond the barrier, go forward. Sensor control room should have been there. If we turn off the foreign object detector, we'll be able to move forward. So that's what we need to do. We need to go back to that computer we saw. Input the code, and turn off the foreign object. Are these scripted fights along with the foreign object detector? Oh, okay. No, we can run from them. Okay. Never mind. It's gonna put it back over here. Okay, that's fine. We can go back to the computer room here. So 0101 was the code from this computer. Hmm? So would that be 0101? No. Okay. Huh. Okay, so we can turn off and on the little squares with these. Okay. What if this is 0, 1, 0, 1? What if having the square there is the 0 and not having it's the 1? Oh, okay, that works. Cool. And we can move forward. Looking at the conveyor belt itself was a trap. See if I can show another one of Faye's 7 AP death rolls. I have another one, I believe. I have one on Ellie, I think, too. Yep, Chike! Makes that roar before every 7 AP death. Earth Element. Nice. 739 damage. Paracharge. Summons a mole to claw the enemy. Very nice. If unrealistic considering that we are inside of a factory. They really go all out with the animations in the 7 AP death throws. They're very much worth unlocking. Each character has their own little unique personality spin on their death blows too. I wonder what kind of meat this is. Yak. I don't want to see where they make it. Wait, Faye. You ate that food. Consider that fact when you open that door. What about that canned food? What is it? What's supposed to be there exactly? See for yourselves. If Solaris wasn't unsettling and disturbing enough, be prepared for one of the most disturbing moments I've seen in maybe any video game I've played. This can't be. No, you must be kidding. What is this? What the hell is this? Soylent System. The organism experimental lab and its disposal facility in Solaris. The production facility for food and medicine to maintain the limiter seal. Akivi's Wells Reapers are also made here. Ellie, you remember Dominia's words during our infiltration of Shavat? Here's the answer. People of her native country served as one of the origins of Wells, the Imp clan. They were used that way because of their peculiar abilities. She is the last survivor. Ellie, your father Eric used to be the superintendent of this facility. He was involved in the research with Maria's father. Don't be ridiculous! My father never take part in such a thing! Naturally, Eric always had pangs of guilt, so he kept as many land dwellers as possible under his protection as third-class citizens. Then he resigned. That's why he is on the administrative staff of the Special Forces now. My father did that. No, it can't be true. Now, get up, Faye. Get up and look it over. Could this be true? Doc. This is reality. Let's go. Unbelievable. Yes, they are cannibals. So, the Wells, who who are not disposed. The wells from the experiments in the implant, who are not just disposed of on the surface, get turned into food and medicine for the Solarian people. And as Titan said, the food and medicine is also made specially to preserve the limiters within them as well. Some sort of other preservatives they may put in the food. Horrifying. The Soylent system is named, you may have already been able to guess, is named after Soylent Green, which was a movie from the 60s about this very same thing. To end a person's life, they consume their flesh. Is that permissible? All of the scientists who were originally on the implant, Nikolai Balthasar, we now know Ellie's father, were all aware of this, and likely one of many reasons why they left the implant. As we delve deeper into these factories, this whole facility here, we'll learn more about the implant, more about the experiments they conduct. All of that next time on Xenogears. I'll end by describing the inspiration for the Soylent system. So, Soylent Green was a movie from the 60s. You may have already heard of it. It may have been from the 70s, actually. Actually, I can look that up. But basically, the whole premise of the movie was it was in a futuristic world where there was not where it was 70s. Okay, 1973. An American ecological dystopian thriller film. The premise of the movie was resources were running out on Earth, and the people had to resort to, or the government, I should say, had to resort to turning dead bodies into food called Soylent for the people to be able to live. And that was a big. I just spoiled the movie effectively, but that was a. That's kind of the big reveal of the movie. The famous line, "Soylent Green is people." That was parodied by Saturday Night Live back in many years ago. But yeah, that's what this is based on. Kind of a niche science fiction film to base something in a video game off of, but interesting nonetheless. Well, let's just explain this just like something from another game. Could that other game be spoilers? If not, then you can go ahead and tell me. Alright. That is where we will end off this time. Next time on Xenogears, as I said, we delve deeper into this facility and discover more about the implant, Solaris's scientific experiments, more about Solaris as a whole. See you guys then.